talking about storage units. Not necessarily just units, but areas you can rent out for storage. So we'll jump into that, but I hope you guys at least learned something from our first video about candy machines. So you might be saying, it was a little harder. I think storage is going to be easier. But all the skills you learned while canvassing the places, pricing out your machine, those are going to come in real handy later on. The dilemma is I already have most of them rented out already. So I'll show you which ones I have. I'll show you the apps I use and some other ways to find potential clients and tenants. So now you guys have seen the vending machines. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe you don't like talking to the owners, you don't like doing the footwork, or you don't like having to maintain them. But don't worry, there's a whole bunch of other little avenues that you guys can do and niche markets you can fill while still doing your 9 to 5. This next one, we're going to be talking about storage. So there's a whole bunch of different storage. You can do inside storage like this Sanitainer. We'll show you a few other ones with outdoor storage and a few other ones. So to keep in mind with storage is it is giving back to people, because a lot of people, they're getting kicked out of their house or their business went out and they needed some place to put it. So you're helping them by giving them a great deal and a great location. So this first one, as you can see, it's a Sanitainer. It's a pretty good size one, but we add a lot of things to it to do with our other businesses. So it's rock climbing holds, we get people signing the wall. So you can incorporate a whole bunch of other things with your storage units as well. So we'll show you some of the other storage areas we have. So our next little area that we rent out is this back area. So this just shows you guys that you don't actually need an indoor place that's covered to rent. You can also just rent out a space. So this one is actually a hot air balloon company that went out of business. They started building in their landing area and they built housing around that, and they could no longer land. So because they couldn't keep the business anymore, they needed a place to store their equipment. And we helped him out and he appreciates it. We help him by keeping everything tarped and clean. You can see it's a nice little area for him and it works out great. He's even helped us out in return a few times. We needed to make a little shade tarp area and he gave us one of his old decommissioned balloons. So it's kind of a win-win situation. You get a lot of those. So this is another little outdoor storage area we have. This one is obviously for roofing tiles. So this guy has his own business and he needed a place to store it in between jobs. He would get extra material and not have a place to put them, so we made a deal with him to put it here. Now, when you're dealing with a company, it's a little harder because they're gonna have to have access in and out, and they're also gonna be coming in multiple times during the day, mostly during the week. He comes 3 times during the week. So keep that in mind when you're looking for people to rent your storage units too. But again, this guy helps us out a lot. He'll give us a few extra roofing tiles. Like you can see this whole berm right here. We needed a little extra area so we can get a driveway, and he let us fill it in with some extra gravel and roofing tiles from his last job. So it's always a give, you know, I'm giving him some storage, he's giving me some stuff in return. And the best thing is all this can be done while you're still doing your job. I mean, you hardly ever see any of these people. And so this last little storage area that we have, I actually rented out to my friend. So he always gets boats and he's fixing them up and working on them, and he doesn't have much room at his house because he's in a residential area. So what we did is we got that hot air balloon from our last rental and we made him a little shade tarp. So here he works on his boats, fix them up and sells them. But as an added bonus, he'll also take me fishing in the sea or the bay. So again, I give them to him and he's giving back. You know, it makes the big difference. You'll learn that in the other videos, that the more you give, the more you get. I mean, it's like Tony Robbins always said, the secret to living is giving. Now keep in mind, you can do other storage too, like people's cars, RVs, maybe find a place for them to store a couch. There's all kinds of things you can do. But what I want you guys to do is go around your house, maybe your backyard, find some areas that you could potentially rent out. Maybe your garage, you know, clean out some stuff, see if you actually need everything that's in it. Maybe you can park in the street and just get some passive income with your garage. Or maybe if you got some extra room in your backyard, buy like a little shed from Home Depot, put it in there and rent that out. Or you can try what I did and find a friend that has a big course of land, maybe some storage areas on there, talk them into it, see what you can do, and say you'll cut them in. I mean, you're gonna have the app, which I'm gonna show you next.